Drug syndicate busted. Police seize 5.6 kilograms of ecstasy pills. Good afternoon. You're watching News on 2 with me, Amin Carlos. The Education Ministry is looking at the syllabus for sex education to be incorporated into school subjects such as Pendidikan Moral or Pendidikan Islam. And according to Education Minister Dato Sri Mazhar Khalid, the ministry is currently discussing with experts on early child education before deciding on the matter.
Pada saya perlu, tapi cuma kaedah saya kena betul. Jadi kaedah itu yang kita cari. Kita nak satu pendekatan yang mudah dipahami dan tidak keterlaluan dan tidak juga terlampau mudah. Jadi kita kena tengoklah.
Previously, the Women, Family and Community Development Minister, Dato Seri Rohani Abdul Karim, during a National Council meeting for children held in Kuching, Sarawak, proposed that the sex education syllabus be incorporated into school subjects. Meanwhile, when met at a separate function, Dato Sri Mazhar said that the Education Ministry was currently focusing on strengthening the Bahasa Malaysia language fluency in vernacular schools.
Sememangnya kita nak rakyat Malaysia ni semua sekali tanpa mengira keturunan dan bangsa lah, mesti boleh bercakap dengan fasih dalam bahasa Malaysia ataupun bahasa Melayu. Sebab itu adalah bahasa resmi negara ni yang telah ada dalam perlembagaan.
Dato Sri Mazhar told reporters after attending the Message from Prison program at the Bentong Prison Complex in Pahang. Earlier this week, the Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, said vernacular schools must make sure its students have a good grasp of Bahasa Malaysia. Sultan Nazrin said that efforts to ensure each student from a vernacular school is fluent in the language must be accepted as a challenge, and their accomplishment in dominating the national language be made one of the main index to measure the achievement of a school.
And going down south, the Johor police have seized 19,970 ecstasy pills from a house in Kempas in a follow-up operation after the arrest of 4 people believed to be members of a drug trafficking syndicate. Deputy State Police Chief Dato Kamarudin Madin said the pills weighing 5.6 kilograms were seized after one of the suspects led the police team to the stash that was kept in a house in Taman Sinaran, Kempas. And a team from the State Criminal Investigation Department, State Narcotics Criminal Investigation Department and Johor Bahru Utara Police District took a 26-year-old male suspect to the house in Taman Sinaran, Kempas at about 2:45 p.m. on Tuesday. Now, police found 19,970 pills believed to be ecstasy, weighing 5.6 kilograms from a room at the house. Initial investigations showed that the drugs were produced domestically, and the 4 suspects were caught red-handed packing drugs in a budget hotel room in Taman Setia Tropika in the early morning of October 20th, and 3 men aged 26 and 39 and a 33-year-old woman were detained after police raided the room and seized 15 packets of ecstasy pills weighing 4.5 kilograms and 5.08 grams of methamphetamine in the 1:50 a.m. operation. Now, elsewhere, a cross-dresser was among 10 junkies arrested in 2 separate operations in Junjong and Taman Kenari, Kulim, under Ops Perdana yesterday. And the man, believed to be in his 30s, was among the 5 men and 2 women detained during a bust at a house in Taman Kenari by the National Anti-Drugs Agency, NADA. Now, Kulim NADA officer Sabarina Aluidin said the raid was carried out following complaints from residents that the house was being used as a drug haunt by the junkies. Well, she said, acting on the information, a team of 9 NADA officers raided the house and detained 7 people, including the cross-dresser and 2 women. The cross-dresser had no identification documents with him, and checks showed that he was adopted by a couple who owned the house. Meanwhile, Sabarina said in a separate raid at a house in Junjong, the NADA team picked up 3 junkies who had been using the premises as their haunt. Now, all the junkies aged between 19 and 40 were tested positive of opiate and methamphetamine. Now, they are being investigated under Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Drug Addict Act for Treatment and Rehabilitation 1983. Now, more than 400 people were left homeless when fire destroyed 2 longhouses in the interior of Sibuti in Sarawak yesterday. And among those affected were 250 residents of the Majang Rangkai Longhouse, which is located about 100 kilometers from Miri. And suffering a similar fate were 200 villagers from nearby Jambai Zali Longhouse. And State Fire and Rescue Department Director Nur Hisham Muhammad said the two longhouses were completely razed to the ground in the 4 p.m. blaze. Now, the cause of the fire is still being investigated, and Nur Hisham said a total of 25 fighters and 4 engines were deployed to the scene upon receiving an emergency call. And apart from the distance, firefighters face difficulties to get to the site due to the narrow route leading into the village, and no casualties have been reported thus far. And State Welfare, Community Wellbeing, Women and Family and Childhood Development Minister Dato Sri Fatima Abdullah said a temporary shelter has been activated to house the affected families. Now, the remains of the 7 Indonesians who were killed in an accident involving 2 factory buses at kilometer 147 northbound of the North-South Expressway near the Juru Toll Plaza on Tuesday were flown home last night. And Vice Consul General of Indonesia in Pulau Pinang, Osrinikita Subhana, said the process was handled by the Consulate General together with their employer, Sony. And according to Osrinikita, 4 remains will be taken to Medan and 1 each to Aceh, Central Java and East Java. Well, none of their family members made their way to Penang as they wished to wait in Indonesia. 8 factory workers were killed and 44 others injured in the accident at about 5:30 a.m. yesterday. And those who were perished were identified as Noria Kasa, 40, a local, and 7 Indonesians, namely Serlia, 21, Resni Tumangar, 22, Yeni, 20, Sartika Pasasribu, 19, Wami Windase, 19, Faridah, 18, and Chris Pratiwi, 20. Noria was a Plexus factory worker in Bayan Lepas, while the others worked at the Sony factory in Prai. And all were on their way to work when the incident occurred. Now, still ahead, Ministry denies cooking oil price hike. No Muslim child under the supervision of the Social Welfare Department, JKM, has ever been handed over to a non-Muslim family to be adopted. This is in line with the provisions of the Registration of Adoption Act 1952, which stipulates that adoptive parents' religion matches the religion of the child.
Bagi kanak-kanak yang tidak mempunyai ibu bapa atau penjaga yang telah terbuang, yang diletakkan di bawah pemeliharaan dan jagaan institusi kanak-kanak di bawah Seksyen 30 dan Perundangan 1I Akta Kanak-kanak, pendapatan kanak-kanak ini kepada ibu bapa pelihara yang layak akan dibuat melalui mesyuarat panel penempatan anak pelihara yang diadakan dari masa ke masa.
Dato Azizah added that children who have exceeded 18 years of age and have to leave JKM Children Institution are given the option to settle in 4 transit homes provided by JKM. Dato Azizah stressed that the welfare of all the children in all aspects, including health, education and safety, has always been the priority of the ministry. The Domestic Trade, Cooperatives and Consumerism Ministry has dismissed a claim circulating on social media that the price of cooking oil is set to rise. Now, the ministry in a statement expressed regret over the action of an individual who had circulated a newspaper report dated October 19, 2016 on the rise of the price of cooking oil. The statement described the action as irresponsible as it has caused panic among consumers. It advised all quarters to refer to the ministry to obtain confirmation before circulating any information. In the local scene, the Malaysian hockey team collected their first point in the Sultan of Johor Cup following a 1-1 draw with Japan at the Tamandaya Hockey Stadium in Johor Bahru last night. Now, the point is a welcome respite for the young Malaysian side who had lost their 2 earlier matches, 1-0 to Britain and 2-1 to India. Akmi Mullah Anwar Esok gave Malaysia the lead by sneaking the ball past Japanese goalkeeper Yusuke Takano in the 17th minute. Japan, who also lost their 2 previous matches, needed a good result against Malaysia as well as to revive their chances in the tournament. The visiting team should have equalized in the 23rd minute by Kyohei Ogawa shot over the bar. However, Japan equalized through Takumi Ineyama's penalty corner conversion past Malaysian custodian Zaimi Mat Diris in the 32nd minute. Coach Wallace Tan's boys then thought they had nicked a goal for minutes from time, but it was ruled out as the ball had hit one of the Malaysian players' legs before going in. Wallace described the outcome as positive, although his players did not take that chance as well.
And on to football. Kedah is confident of retaining the Malaysia Cup in the final match against JDT to be played at the Shah Alam Stadium on Saturday, November 4th.
Kedah Menteri Besar, who is also president of the Kedah Football Association, KFA, Dr. Sri Ahmad Basha Mat Hanifah, said that if the players strived hard and played as a team, then success would once again belong to the Red Hawk squad. Last year, Kedah played against Selangor in the final and won. Dr. Sri Ahmad Basha said the state government would provide bonuses to the players and team officials if Kedah won the Malaysia Cup again this year, but declined to say the amount.